What's up, Cancer family? Welcome to my channel, Tarot by the Intuitive Teacup. Let's get you a love reading. What is the energy for Cancer in love? Looking for love. Any messages related to specifically romance? I'm not going to read for family unless it really strongly comes up. But let's get our flirt on. Let's see what's up. Cancer, only take away messages that you resonate with, messages for your best and highest good. And it is up to you to discern what that is. You are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. These are meant to motivate, empower, inspire, but also, give you some heavy truths if that's what is needed. So up to you what you choose to take action on, okay? And if the messages don't resonate, feel free to check back at another date and give it time as well. All right, let's start with this. Very interesting. What do you have to compromise in a relationship? Or in the past, where were you compromising your own values, your own self-worth type of thing? There's a couple of messages here. I think sometimes you may look back and wonder about a certain person, and there's nothing wrong with that per se, but I will say something had to end for a reason. Could it be revived? Maybe. But what you're being asked to sort of think about or sit with the message that in the past you would have had to sacrifice something great about yourself in order to be in a relationship. And so whatever happened, delays, pause, endings, ultimately the universe was like, no, I gotta make sure that I build you up, right? You gotta build yourself up so that you understand that you do deserve good things and you do deserve to be treated well. And also, it goes both ways. But where are some areas where maybe you need to practice more balance or flexibility and, rather than wanting the Cinderella story, what if that doesn't exist? What if you do have to make small compromises? And I don't mean about your value, your integrity, your respect, being treated right. Those are bare minimums, right? But I would say even something as basic as that, which we should look for in relationships, at one point in time in your past, right? That was sort of up for question. And so I think a lot of you are coming into your power. That's typically what the Empress represents. Being seen as very worthy, very beautiful, very attractive, lots of Venus energy here. So just this card alone says like kind of Venus or love, connecting, harmony, relationships. That energy is in the air here. Just make sure you're not turning your back on it to revisit something in the past where you already learned the lesson attached to it. There's also definitely a Scorpio around you or coming in. Let me kind of look at this for a second. Oh, choose you. That's sort of what I'm getting. I almost see you, this girl's holding her phone, holding onto the wand. It's like holding out for communication, the wand, possibly from a Scorpio. Let's get a vibe on that. And that might be positive. That might be like, it's coming, or it might be, ooh, why are we doing this? So could you clarify, please, this holding out on communication? It is sort of looking in the past, so I'm tempted to say this might be a situation that has been sort of stagnant or delayed. Like this person may have not responded. I don't love that, but that's just a me thing. 9 of Pentacles. Okay, so single. I do like that. Typically 9 of Pentacles says not committed. Are they not committed because they don't know what they want, though? Like, what's the deal here? I actually think this is someone who sees you as quite valuable or quite worthy. The King of Cups. Yeah, okay. You have some big players here. Okay, and double confirmation on the Scorpio. So I don't dislike this. Do keep in mind, you may have dated a Scorpio. This could be multiple Scorpios for all I know. And again, it doesn't have to be, but for a lot of you, that's very much coming through. It slipped through, or they didn't see it coming. This may have been someone who wasn't able to give you what you needed at the time, and so it was a blessing that it didn't work out. As again, not necessarily that they didn't treat you well, just things may have ended or had to transform and change in a way that wasn't necessarily anticipated or expected, but I just keep getting this person couldn't give you what you wanted, and so they had to let you pass through. They had to let you pass them by, even though I think in their heart, they did value and want that connection, but they weren't in a place in their life where they could like drop anchor with you, if that makes sense. Like maybe they were in change or in flux or moving, or they had family stuff come out, whatever it was. Maybe their job put them on the road. Something about distance may have factored into this. I just keep getting this message they had to let you pass through or pass by, but it wasn't a reflection of them not thinking that you were desirable or good enough. If anything, this person may have had some self-worth issues of, Cancer's so good, I don't deserve them. And I mean, of course, this could go vice versa. If you're a Scorpio rising or a Scorpio moon Cancer, this could be you too. But if that's the case, I see you approaching something for the second time around. So you may end up going back to this person. And here's the thing. I don't want to speak too soon, but so far, I don't actually get any like type of third party infidelity. Like to me, this is like, no, this person's single, and no, like, the Cancer is single. So this person isn't coming in knowing that you're taken. But I do think for a lot of you, and reasonably so, you have higher expectations of what you're willing to accept in your life. And I don't think it comes from a place of vanity or superficiality or, the fluff that doesn't really matter. It's not just about the aesthetic. Again, it's about the substance behind the offers that are being given to you. I really like this. Really interesting that you sort of have these polar opposite vibes. You have kind of Scorpio and then Taurus energy, which, the same way Cancer and Capricorn are polar opposites. There's actually something really lovely here about opposites attract, or there's something about, oh my God, I just heard you complete me. That's so cheesy, but I love it. Is that from Jerry Maguire, the you complete me? It's like you guys balance each other out, and it's not always easy. That can sometimes make for conflict or just differences, but that's not always a bad thing. And I think what's important, the idea of growth, stability, being able to go deep into that emotional realm is very important for you, right, Cancer? I think it's important for this person too, but you have something really beautiful that you offer each other, and sort of maybe the lesser or the weaker, what is a good word for it, qualities, you're able to help that person out with theirs and sort of kind of flex that muscle to make it stronger. You do that for each other. Cancer, I like this. I like this for you. This could also be a timestamp. Scorpio season is just on the horizon. Interestingly enough, we're in Libra season now. This card is very much associated with Venus, so that is associated with Libra and Taurus. It could be that in Libra season, you started to sort of look back and reflect on something. And again, the death card can sometimes symbolize cycles that do come back into fruition. But I think it's important to remember we're kind of doing something new with it. We're not repeating the same old karmic lesson. And if we are, we're missing something key here, right? Or again, it could be in Libra season, someone else is sort of thinking of a missed connection is what I get here. This, especially a Scorpio, maybe coming in again to give it another look-see or to check in and see if there's any chance that you would be interested in trying to reinvigorate or respark something. Sort of the idea of like lighting a match, like it kind of takes the two. Interesting. I love that metaphor for you, Cancer. It takes friction, right, to light a match. You have to, you know what I'm trying to say. It's not always easy, but through conflict, if you can have healthy, openly vulnerable conversations and communications about your wants and needs, well, this could be freaking amazing. If it's built on a solid foundation of love and respect and growth and integrity and a mutual desire for longevity. We have to remember the earth energy. It's like a brick in the pathway as we continue. It's not done in a rushed, haphazard way. So I almost don't mind that there was a break in this, because it's almost like you had to come back to it in a elevated form or a raised vibration or coming away with an important lesson that you can then implement or utilize as you continue to build or grow together. And I mean, possibly for the first time. It's not saying this has to be an old flame. It could just be a friend that you reconnect with. And again, for some reason, you guys had to pass each other by because maybe you were both really focused on your finances at the time. Maybe it didn't even... I don't know if this is the case. I was going to say maybe it didn't even occur to you that this person had feelings, though I think this person did. In metaphor, it's almost like they kept a little piece of you with them. I think whether you know it or not, you greatly inspired this person, Cancer. They really took away something from your friendship, your connection, your relationship. They learned something of value from you in a more spiritual sense, or something to do with more of an emotional realm. And then again, interestingly enough, like opposing water and earth. This has tons of water and earth to it. Opposing that, this person may have offered you, I don't know, a lens that gets you away from sort of the burden of always being so caught up in the emotions. Sometimes it's good just to ground yourself and to be like I'm here, I'm in this room, my feet are on the ground. Like, again, like practical reality, right? Because anything in its extreme, whether it's earth or water, can have a negative connotation. But that's what I mean. There's like a polar opposite to this that when they meet up, it's really freaking cool. This is a very strong card of Virgo for me, but it could be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and especially Taurus too. So Taurus and Virgo are kind of speaking the loudest. Scorpio, absolutely. The signs don't really matter. I guess I just give it to you for small bits of confirmation. Do I see a little snake here? No, that's a snail. Oh, a snail, right? Slow and steady wins the race. I just heard don't count your eggs before they hatch. I don't know why I'm hearing that, because that doesn't really seem to fit with this, but I did hear it, so maybe that means something to you guys. I almost see that as saying to you, don't assume that just because someone exited your life in the past or a chapter has closed or culminated, completed, doesn't mean it won't revive itself in a new way. And I always feel the need to say this to you because I know some cancers are very like, I know I'm associated with the past, but I don't want to repeat the past. I want something new and fresh. Good for you. More power to you. I'm not here to argue with you, but I would say being open-minded that something or someone from your past may come in, but in a very new way where you never saw it. So it feels almost different, even though, I don't know, it can even be something like a past life relationship. It's like it was karmic, you were meant to meet. I don't know, this just feels strong. I like it, Cancer. I like it a lot. Let's see. Yeah, sure. Let's do good old Harley Spencer. I don't use this deck enough. It's so wacky and fun. What else do I need to ask, though? I don't want to be throwing cards down randomly. What can I tell you about this? Again, Scorpio season is coming up. And if you are a Cancer rising, Scorpio does rule your 5th house of dating and sex and pleasure and kind of, romantic connections. Also your creative expression. Hobbies, pleasures. That's kind of 5th house activity. So that will be a particularly important area come Scorpio season, which is really only a few weeks away. And I think Mercury will be out of retrograde by then. So that's what I mean. Something about this Mercury retrograde may actually work out in your favor in that if you come out of it, you may be something about confusion of the past. Something comes in with more clarity this time. This hesitation of I want to, but I can, or I think I do, but I don't. I don't know. It comes through in a new way. Sorry, I'm being repetitive. I can't help it. Someone may have a tattoo. I don't know why that's important. Someone may do a lot of woodworking. They may be like a craftsman, like by their trade or their skill, something with woodworking. And there's something very symbolic about doors and doorknobs and keys, and I'm not exactly sure what that is, but for some of you, that is a very specific message, and you're like, oh shit, I know exactly who that is. I don't know, it could be like someone who repaired something in your house, or I don't know. I know that's very specific. I'm thinking what I want to clarify here. I guess this person, if they are coming back for the second time around, may I ask any sort of indication of what they're offering or what they're bringing, what they're looking to establish or communicate? Tell me about this, who I think is a Scorpio. That flew right out. Oh, damn, chicka bow wow. They want your body, Cancer. This is more Virgo and also very Taurian to me too. It's not by nature a Taurus card, but it's about identifying with the work. I actually love that in a more symbolic sense, is like identifying with the work that you want to do with this person, not just in terms of how we earn a living. Yeah, sure, that's good too. But in terms of, again, the establishment of the legacy we want to leave and what we want to build in this lifetime, whether that's a family or kids or whatever, a house, a project. What is your lasting legacy? What is it that you see being worthy of your time and attention that will serve you for years to come? And not only what, but who? I think this person very much associated the money in their bank account with their self-worth, and that is a very slippery slope. Money does not indicate your value or self-worth. We know this, right? But sometimes I think people lose sight of that. So I almost feel like this whole message of it may have been awkward because you may have earned more than this person. You may have met this person when they were like unemployed or whatever. There could have been a different in finances, and that was very intimidating to them. Or even if, they held a job, there was something about it where it felt demeaning, or something about their work, their profession. It put them in a place mentally where they felt like they wouldn't be enough for you, or they couldn't provide for you. And also that's a message too for some of my Cancers who are very security focused. Again, not uncommon for Cancer to want security. Make sure that doesn't become the main reason of who or what you're chasing in life. You have to have X amount of dollars in your bank account for me to even consider you. You can approach life that way. But I think it's good to be self-reliant to a certain extent, and both of you, right? That's a message for both of you, so that when you can come together, you're kick-ass, right? But God forbid something should happen, you're not like, oh, well, there goes, there goes my source of income, which again, I'm not pinning that to Cancer. Cancers tend to be pretty good money hustlers, and I think you typically grow into that too. But yeah, I don't know who's who here, but there's something about someone not feeling like they could provide the stability of what you really needed. Maybe this person was just sort of all over the place. But the thing is, these two cards in particular to me do not say scatterbrained or scattershot. There's something very deep. There's something very fixed with Scorpio where it's like, I'm in it for the long haul. Like, I keep hearing all these dumb quotes like, I can't quit you. Like, it has that kind of, I'm in this. Like, I want to do this. I do think this person definitely has like a sexual attraction to you. We can't negate the fact that, whether this is a Scorpio or not, the Scorpionic energy is very much tied to sex and merging of the bodies, right? Pentacles. So again, not just sex for like pleasure, which again is fine. That's awesome. That's more Knight of Wands. To me, these together, it's almost like sex is like an investment in this person. I know that's a weird way of putting it, but anyway, I'm gonna move away from that because I don't know. There's something they want to show you. This person may have had to do a lot of soul work and soul searching. This person may have had a lot of baggage from their past, wounds that they were carrying in this lifetime, and maybe just you guys simply meeting and connecting, whether it was just friendship or whatever. You sort of showed them that, oh my gosh, like it's okay to have feelings and to speak about them and to not sort of have to swallow it and just deal with it and assume this role as the victim. You sort of showed them, I don't know, how to be more fluid with emotions, or how to do something unique or different, or move past it, or allow energy to come and go and not put up blockages. It's something about flow through it or move through it or let it pass, or I don't know what that is, but it seems positive. All right, what can I tell? Something about Italy. I don't know if this person is Italian or you are, or I don't know if that was a date or something you talked about, Italian music or Italian films. I'm seeing The Bicycle Thief. That's funny. I don't know. I don't know, something about that. The Ten of Swords. This person may actually overwhelm you with a lot of communications. It's funny though, because they're being shot by Cupid. I don't know, this card makes me laugh. Sometimes like the really serious cards, the Ten of Swords, it's usually an ending, right? Which we already have that card here. So I don't know, if the vibe I get from this isn't terrible. In fact, I don't think it's bad per se. I think you may have your guard up with this person because maybe they did hurt you or you felt rejected by them, but I think they come and they come intensely. Scorpio energy, it's not just one, it's like, this is not a, hey, you up? This is much more of like a, oh my gosh, I've been thinking about you and this is what I've been doing and oh my gosh, I have to tell you about this and oh, I should mention this. And like it may overwhelm you with communication where you start to sort of stress out about it, but you, again, if you understand that you are not just your emotions, you can separate yourself from the things you're feeling, just give it time, breathe through it. This doesn't have to be scary. If anything, this may sort of really surprise you. It may come out of nowhere, although I don't know if it does because I'm, reading the tarot cards for you here, but there's something about that tattoo. And it even looks like a Scorpio to me. It looks like a skull or something. Oh, okay. I actually, you know what I think this is? For a lot of you, this might go in the reverse because you're the one holding the phone here. There's a need to be very truthful and honest, but to not bombard each other and overwhelm each other from the get-go. Again, this can be a slow process. Do not be afraid of like easing into this, or dare I say easing back into this. Because you both have done a lot of maturing. You've both grown and changed. That's inevitable with the death card. Ending of cycles and new beginnings. So, you know, if the connection is something you feel is worth pursuing, I would say give this person the benefit of the doubt by just simply hearing them out. Then you can sort of go into the analysis of, okay, well, what are they saying versus what are they actually doing? What are they demonstrating and showing me, not just empty promises, right? Then you can dissect them, but I almost get more of like a Nine of Swords vibe from this. It's like there's so much going on at once. Like I'm almost frozen because I don't know what decision to make. Because maybe this comes at a time where it's not the most convenient for you. You know, maybe you're already involved with someone else. I don't think this is the case for most of the Cancers I'm tapping into, but maybe you are already married. Maybe you're the head of a household. So, you know, again, that's up to you. I'm never a tarot reader to be like, yeah, engage in third-party activity. Everyone does it. I mean, I think a lot of people do it, but again, this is just a personal thing. I don't really believe it's right. But, you know, that's just me. That's your life, boo. You do what you got to do. I don't know why. Give me one more on this Ten of Swords. You may have overwhelmed this person in the past by too many texts or too many thoughts, or more than likely needing too many answers. If this isn't you, this may be them. And because they weren't in a good place, because they were already questioning their self-worth and their value, you bombarding them over the head with, well, what do you want to do? And how do we do this? They may have just been like, but they weren't able to express like, Cancer, you're killing me. Like, I just need a time out for a bit. And yet, I do think this is still a connection. I think they took your words and like, I don't know, something about what you said or did was memorable, but I think it just, I don't know if it got too real too soon. I don't know. What are these cards? The Lovers, the Sun, and the King of Pentacles. That's my vibe here. I feel like this could turn really well, or really good. I never ever want to make false promises, and I mean, it is a general reading, but like, I like these cards. Yes, even with the Ten of Swords, because I think it's a reflection of what went wrong, or a reflection of how you would handle things differently in the future. But I mean, there's Cupid love arrows. So even these communications, I think they were sent with love and good intentions. But again, this person may not have had the self-awareness that they have now, where they could step outside themselves and understand, okay, well, if I was the recipient of all this overwhelming, intense, powerful words and connections, you know, maybe they did run scared. Maybe they weren't able to handle it. Or maybe they just simply said, you know, I can't right now. I'm going to let this one go. But I sense that there is some regret there. And maybe there is on both parts too. The Lovers, the Sun, and the King of Pentacles. You might be dealing with a Gemini, a Leo, again, Taurus. Taurus and Scorpio are all over this. So that, again, that might be in your chart. The Sun is typically happiness. It's growth. It's warm. It's sort of in contrast to the Death card, right? Where it's kind of dark and murky and wet. This is hot. This is intense. It's sexy. I am using Harley Spencer Badass Tarot, so it's a little bit naughty, but I mean, there's like an intense connection in it, and it's fun, but it's also very it can be very romantic, but it's sexual too. Just make sure that's not the foundation from which you were building is just because the sex is good. You should absolutely have good sex, but it has to be, again, rooted in something deeper, emotionally deeper, and something solid that you can build from. For some of you, this could have even been a high school sweetheart. It's possible. And I don't know what to do with this message, but I keep getting something about the connection between love and money and where that's not healthy. And I think what I was dancing around earlier is like, for a lot of you, how much is in your bank account was directly influencing how you felt about yourself and what you have to contribute in life, in a family, in a relationship. And I think universe is wanting to tell you, like, separate the two. Those are not one and the same. You have to feel good about yourself, but you know, if painting or singing or dancing makes you no money, but it makes you happy, then that's no reason to not do it. Again, balance though, you just have to supplement it with something that does fill your bank account so you can live, so you can survive, so you can not be destitute, right? Someone may have come into money here. I'm not sure if it's an inheritance. Cancer, you may end up dating someone who's significantly older than you. And I mean, flat out, as much as I do kind of like the storyline here, some of you may choose to decline this person's offer because you meet someone else who just, you knock it out of the park with, and you're content and you're happy. And it would come from a place where you don't look back and regret or resent this person. You just understand, oh, it was simply not meant to be because I ultimately found my person through these trials and tribulations. Anyway, I'm not convinced that this isn't a different person. It may or may not be. Because for some of you, the storyline is definitely with a Taurus. Others of you, it's Scorpio. Again, Libra. A little bit of Leo is coming through here. You may end up dating someone who has some form of like celebrity, or maybe that's not the right word, like fame. This person may have come into fame recently, and I don't know why. They have like an article published about them, or maybe they're in the entertainment industry, or there's something about them that they're in the limelight for some reason. Here we are. Past life relationship. You have known each other before. I just want to put that with the death card. Maybe in this lifetime you finally solved the karmic baggage. Maybe that's what this is. Maybe it was something that you've been carrying over for multiple lifetimes, and it has been sort of like a lead weight, and maybe you get to finally free yourself from that. Whatever that means to you, you know? Maybe you guys can reconcile and be on the same page, or maybe you peacefully choose to go different ways and you can still wish this person well, but you definitely raise your standards. I like that. This is a very good card of confidence. But it doesn't mean you have to be asexual or more heavy into the kind of the Mars independent assertive energy. It's Venus. Venus loves to harmonize. It loves to relate. It loves to be with people. So you can do both. You can still respect yourself and immerse yourself in people who love you and treat you right, because that's how you would treat others, right? Anything else I can tell Cancer about this? Trust and you deserve love. This always makes me think of Sagittarius. You are lovable. And this situation is calling for you to have faith. Absolutely. And that's what I want to say with this. Just because something passed you by or you let something go once, life has a funny way of bringing things back in that are not fully done yet. And sometimes it's not up to you, right? Some of you may get hit up by multiple people and you're just like, oh my God, this asshole again. Again, you get to choose. You have choice. You have agency who you want to communicate with. Overall, though, I really like this reading. I think this is a strong one of someone who takes ownership. Someone who stands up for what is right and can own their past mistakes and error. I think it's important that I mention more the Venus than the Mars, because ego does not really factor into this. I think once upon a time it did. That may have been kind of getting in the way of, I don't know. I just heard butt hurt. Someone was like, I don't know. Someone did have self-confidence issues. That may have been something that they've done a tremendous amount of work on, and so they do feel like they deserve love, and I think a lot of them are like, I wonder what's up with Cancer. So anyway guys, that's what I got for you. Please like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the comments if any of this resonates, and thanks for joining me today, Cancer. See you soon for more tarot. Bye.